Hello, wrestling fans. It's Mean Joe Gene Townsel coming at you from the ring. Are you ready for some takedown, knockout, bone-crushing wrestling action? You're going to get it tonight. Sir, if you would put up that great art card for us, we can tell the folks what's coming up tonight. Yes, we have Ken Patera with JJ Dillon taking on the Spoiler with special guest Christian Cole. It's quite a contest, as you'll see. You have arrived at Match Callers. I'm your MC for MC. Oh. And while we're waiting, let's get on with it. Coming at you, your host, Stepdaddy John.
Well, thank you very much, Mean Joe Gene. And oh, what an intense show we have for you tonight. And oh, it's so intense that I'm even blowing my cues trying to get things loaded up on the screen. Folks, we are going to watch an incredible match tonight. And if you have never seen Ken Patera in action, if you have never seen the Spoiler in action, if you have never enjoyed a match called by me, Mean Joe Gene, and the great, wondrous Christian Cole, well, tonight, my friends, is your night. Let's get to it. You like to see the ladies in the intro, so
Yeah, got
had a bump, jabroni. All righty, there's Joe.
There we go. There we go.
Oh man, if Joe had $100 bills and was in the room with those two women, they would walk out of that room with $50 bills apiece.
Make it rain, baby. Make it rain.
Scott is with us. He's cleaning his glasses. Well, who wouldn't? And of course, we got Chris with us. And yes, Chris, this is your night. All righty. Now, this is pre-recorded. Not what Joe and I are doing right now. This is live. And
We are live right now.
Yeah, we'll definitely be talking with you in the chat, so feel free to join the chat, help us call the match, make any observations you want to make. They are going to be so much fun. This is really what it's all about, just being a wrestling fan and watching some wrestling with your friends and just saying dumb stuff and fun stuff and whatever you want to throw in there. Keep it clean. Still the family hour. Mean Joe Gene. Skirt the line if you want to, but Mean Joe Gene, what a time we had interviewing our good friend and your new friend, Christian Cole, last week. What were your impressions of the great Mr. Cole?
You know, the same impression I've had for all the people who I've had the pleasure and honor of meeting since we started Match Callers. Just a super talented, really nice guy. Thrilled to meet him as well as all the others, and the ones yet to come that I haven't met yet.
And we got lots to come. This show is doing great. We appreciate everybody who is giving us so much love on this show. You know, I don't normally remember to do this, so I'm just going to do it in the chat and then throw it up on the screen. We would love it if you are watching right now and you have not given us the old like and subscribe yet. Oh, we would love it so much if you did. And of course, I am a peon over at the RG Bros Entertainment channel, so you can like and subscribe them. But if you have not liked and subscribed Weber Internet Thingy, oh my gosh, we would love you to join us over at our channel, at Joe's and my channel, Weber Internet Thingy.
You know what, Stepdaddy, I was going to save this to the end of the show because we'll come back with some concluding comments, of course. But I got to do it now. Can I do it now, John?
Do it now.
Check out my new tuxedo courtesy of Stepdaddy John. My mean JJ Townsel tuxedo, baby. How's it looking? Pretty fine.
You, sir, look like you could go into one of the finest steakhouses in the entire planet, like one of the fanciest places right now. Order yourself some Chateaubriand and a delicious wine with a great body to it, and like a fancy lady with a t-shirt with a picture of a fancy dress on it would be right by your side.
Oh my goodness.
And me, I would be your maitre d' in my very fancy Hawaiian shirt. Oh my goodness.
Well, thank you, Stepdaddy. I got this just today, just in time for tonight. I'm thrilled. Thanks again.
Oh, stop. Chris Rulebach saying you could be the waiter. You're a main character in this story, my friend. All right, so here we go. We're going to throw over to the interview we did with Mr. Cole. It's going to be jarring. We're wearing different clothes.
Ooh.
So just be ready for that. And Joe and I will drop out, but we will be in the chat right along with you. If you want to help us out in the chat calling this match, please do. And here we go, my friends.
Do it.
Mean Joe Gene Townsel, I am so excited to introduce you to one of my very good friends from the world of professional wrestling. As I've said a million times, what's the thing I always say about the best part of professional wrestling, Mean Joe Gene?
Well, I know one thing you mentioned when bringing me into the loop is the storytelling.
Yes.
I would add to that the drama, the heart-pounding, bone-crushing contest. What else is there, John, that is on your mind?
Retiring.
I'm glad you gave me that build-up for retiring.
Retiring from being a professional wrestler was one of the greatest things I ever did, because then I got to do commentating and managing, and I got to do all sorts of great things, and I got to meet all kinds of great people. And this is a guy that I used to hire for my show when I was promoting my own wrestling company back in 2010. And I wanted him to be a wrestler. I really did. But he was an amazing manager. And, just being a guy on the microphone, he's just so fantastic for that. You know what? I'm eating up his time. We should let him in here.
Can't wait to meet him.
Folks, let me introduce to you one of the, I think I can say this, sexiest men behind an announce desk. One of the greatest people to hang out with, just a great hang, and just an absolute on-the-money commentator. Folks, are you familiar with Christian Cole? Welcome, Christian. Welcome to the show, man.
What's up, dude? That intro, man, I need you to live in my pocket every morning when I wake up. It's just like some nicotine, some coffee, and a stepdaddy just telling me all the great things. I really appreciate that intro, man. It made me feel great. So thank you, brother.
Absolutely.
Damn.
Christian, when I first met you, you had gone to a wrestling school, a great wrestling school. Tell the folks about that experience and, how you made your decisions coming out of that.
Yeah, I went to Knox Pro Academy with Rikishi and Gangrel, Count, Black Pearl, Orlando Jordan. These were the guys that were teaching me how to, not just wrestle, but to sort of survive in the business and how to navigate some of the things you'll find in wrestling, whether good or bad. And so that was all really crucial. So definitely a shout out to those guys. They're still doing it somewhere there in Burbank, or I can't tell exactly where. They've moved a few times, but I do see their logo all around. And so
they've put a lot of people into the business too. They trained a lot of people. Now, your unique skill set, how did they handle that? Because you were such a great talker, and you weren't necessarily a guy who wanted to get in those matches with the blood running down your face and, out in a parking lot slamming car doors on each other's heads. How did you decide your path, and how did they help you get down there?
Yeah, I just want to mention a few names just because you brought up all the guys that they've brought in, but whether it's Rusev or Ricardo Rodriguez or They have a big influence on Jacob Fatu. They have a massive influence on, obviously the twins are, probably future Hall of Famers, multi-time tag team champions. And now Jay is like a massive single star. And this is all Knox Pro influence, right? So the list goes on. I'm probably missing some people. But as far as like my role there, bumping and all that stuff was fun. And I really enjoy putting on wrestling matches. I like the physicality of it. But I've never been the most athletic individual. I'm not too light on my feet. I have like one hammer toe that's kind of curled that makes me feel like maybe I'm imbalanced a little bit, But I just knew one day I just was messing with the mic on a mic test, and I just basically started doing like my best Bruce Buffer impression. And Black Pearl just comes out from the curtain. He's like, "Hey, Oos, that's your job now." And I was like, okay, shit. So then that became that. Like the rest is history. I started off as a ring announcer. I ended up working for Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, and and then I started working commentary. I worked for Major League Wrestling for a year and a half, traveling all across the country doing wrestling at like 2,300 Arena, all these super historic pro wrestling venues, Center Stage in Atlanta. What an opportunity that was. And then now I come back home with Dave, who gave me my real first shot, as you mentioned earlier, as a manager. And, along with, by the way, Scorpio Sky, who was the guy who really wanted to bring me in as a shoot, like, you're going to be my manager on TV. And without Sky doing that, like, I have no career. So anyway, man, it's been awesome. And this most recent run with Hollywood has been the most, I don't know how to put it. Like, it's the most comforting. I feel the most safe there, the most everyone from the writers, producers, Dave himself, the type of ship they're running is that of which, like, we are making TV, but we're going to be having fun doing it. There's not going to be a ton of stresses. There's not a lot of politicking or bullying that you see in some wrestling locker rooms. Not a ton of gossip and bullshit. Just everyone comes in and does their work, and it's awesome. So
it's a great collaborative team you guys have. Right now, you and the other guys working commentating for, and it's Championship Wrestling, David Marquez's show. He hates when you call him a promoter, right? He loves it when you call him an executive producer.
Oh, hey.
Which he is, because he's been doing TV, and most promoters can't even dream of doing TV.
Not only does he do TV, right, but he does multiple like types of television. So he does boxing, he does the Rose Parade, he does New Year's celebrations, so he isn't just a wrestling promoter. In fact, I mean, I would say that this most recent run has been the first time where we have sold out crowds like every show. I mean, we're packing the club in Irvine, and these are people who are like rabid to see the storylines and all the stuff that's happening on the show. That wasn't the case when we were there, when we had, 20 people in Port Hueneme trying to make it look like it was full, but tarping some seats and doing. So there's a big following for the company locally now. And I think it's only a matter of time until someone picks it up like on a bigger platform. And I think that, obviously with that would become even more fans and more bigger venues and stuff like that. So
yes. And have you noticed, this is something that I think I've noticed. Let me know if you've seen it or not. It seems to me like the crowds, especially the crowds you guys are getting, are grown up little kid wrestling fans, and they get it. They get wrestling.
I've worked all over the country, and there are different types of fans in different regions. What you're saying is like super real. Like when you and I used to work in what was that, 29 Palms, and like that was a different crowd too, right? Those people were very different, and for better or for worse, it's like, I'll give you an example. Like working for PWG, everyone's in there with their like notepads and their criticisms, and they have these smart mark chants. And I love the PWG fans, but I remember one example was like they were chanting at Jonathan Gresham that he was overrated, and that's not like a wrestling chant, that's not like, get the tables or somewhere, we want, fight forever. Those aren't wrestling chants. That's them talking shit to the man, and I remember I got on the mic after his match, and I definitely shamed those people in front of the whole crowd who blew up as a reaction. But that to me is like, so there are different levels to this as far as fandom goes. And like the Irvine crowd, the crowd in Oxnard, I mean, they're awesome crowds, man. They're really good. Yeah.
Now that's very interesting to me, guys, because I would imagine that the nature of fandom and the reaction to good wrestling would vary from nation to nation, but not in such specific regions of the United States. That's really interesting to me.
Yeah.
It's all a matter of
something like an electoral map. Sorry, Stepdaddy, but it probably looks something like an electoral map, where there's like purples, blues, and reds. You're not going to get 19 reactions. There's basically between 1 and 3. They're easy. The guys who criticize you, the guys who love everything you do and love the pageantry, and maybe some shade in the middle, but that's about it.
Yeah,
I like the electoral map. Yeah.
Yeah, I always I'm always made happy by when families come out. It's one thing when it's the I'm going to be very unkind, so I just want everyone to know this is not Christian Cole saying this. This is not Joe Townsel saying this. This is me. But that like 18 to 34 demographic of single boys in their beat up t-shirt that they probably should have replaced a long time ago, with their unbrushed teeth and their undeodorized pits, criticizing. They hate the women. They do all like the like the Lost Boy crap. They do all this like, I'm never going to grow up and you're not my daddy and I'm never going to let you be. And oh my God, and there's my favorite wrestler. He's my daddy. Like those guys. Those are the guys and then they get on the message boards, which still exist. Oh my, after 25 years, they still exist. And they talk all kinds of crap and they just want to be known as like the contrarian. Those guys, they used to run wrestling fandom for quite a while there, but I want to see families. I want to see mom. I want to see grandma. I want to see, little kids. Because those are the people I loved to wrestle for. Those are the people who I wanted to please. I knew the super fans were never going to like me, but honestly, Christian, you've been in such big venues and such, in front of really big crowds. You've seen it all. So I definitely take it from you. But yeah, I'll tell you what, if it comes to being in front of 8,000 people or in front of 29 people in 29 palms, I'll take 29 palms.
Yeah. What's funny about you saying that though, is that's the tougher crowd, I think, too. Really? Yeah, I mean, you could like mob mentality can. I've worked in front of 10,000 only as a ring announcer, but I've been in that capacity in front of that many people, and they're just kind of like there's mob mentality can just take them into these waves where you almost feel like they're just doing their notion. They're too. But when you have a pond like a smaller a group of people, you might not get the room, you might bomb, and then it's just like comedy, by the way.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, you're in this position where you feel awkward because it really is only like 25, 30 other people. So that's a tougher room, in my opinion, to really get them all behind you, chanting for you, believing in your stuff. That's very difficult,
It's true. Yeah, that is lightning in a bottle. But I really think that's the crucible that makes great wrestling.
Yeah.
Working that hard. All right. Well, this has been so much fun, but we should get to the action here.
Let's do it.
So I'm going to warn you, Christian, what we do is we turn the sound down on the video and we add in our own sound.
Okay.
So let me do that. Stop it, Joe. Joe's trying to act like he's been muted. You have not been muted, Joe. Cut it out. All right, here we go. Okay. Well,
Man, they are worked up for tonight's match.
they are into it. Oh, hang on. Like an idiot, I didn't put it on our screen. Hang on.
They're going to start rushing the ring here in a second.
I'm enjoying the beginning of the match. You guys can't see it. I didn't share it. Okay,
here we go.
Here we go. All right. Thank you, NWA, for letting us watch this. Okay, here we go. This match is Ken Patera versus the Spoiler. And of course, JJ Dillon is in the red and white there. Very. Oh no, I'm sorry. JJ Dillon presenting Ken Patera in the red and white.
There you go.
That's Kenny himself right there. That's Big Ken.
How about that hair? Ken's got some hair, man.
This guy looks like a video game character from the 1980s NES wrestling series.
I used to always think it was so funny in those create a wrestler things that they would have like that helmet of hair. Like, come on, no one's ever going to choose that. No, people actually wore that in real life.
Yeah. Well, let's not forget the flared pants too. I mean, that's a nice touch.
Oh. So it's 1978 at the time of this match, but of course, it being the South, it will remain 1978 for another 10 years down there. You can tell them I said so.
Now, do we have JJ Dillon off to the left here with Kim?
That is correct.
Okay.
JJ Dillon in the Sears Roebuck three-piece ash chocolate suit. He's helping Ken Patera get ready. Now, Ken Patera was the first American weightlifter to press 500 pounds over his head.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Olympic bronze medalist. And the Olympic emblem was on his wrestling gear for quite some time before the Olympics told him to stop doing that. Managed by James J. Dillon.
That dude is quite the wrestler himself back in the day, huh?
That's right.
Patera is jacked. Do you see how big this guy is?
He is.
Look
big.
at the size of this man. I mean, the spoiler. Spoiler looks like a regular Joe next to him. No offense, Joe.
I think it's a compliment.
The spoiler is.
Yeah, but Patera looks kind of like a shorter Lou Ferrigno there.
Yes.
That huge upper body.
He's a world champ, and especially in terms of his athleticism. Let me tell you about the spoiler, the man wearing the mask, known for his finishing move, the claw.
I actually gave the claw to my 3-year-old yesterday, and he loved it. I was like, the claw, and he was just like, again. I was like, yeah.
I'm gonna have to teach him a finisher to counter you.
For real.
All right, Ken Patera, you are not gonna see a lot of fancy holds from Mr. Patera. I would say, Mr. Cole, would you agree with that?
I don't know shit about Ken Patera. I just know that is the best hair and some of the best muscles. Look at this guy. Who the hell is this guy?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's for sure.
Please don't watch the commercial, folks. I'm too cheap to get a. Too cheap to
Now
get
this ref ain't putting up with any BS. He's taking the hands off of Patera's hair.
Is that Jesse Hernandez?
You know, this referee is named Branko Lubitsch.
Lubitsch. Okay.
One of the great Texas Germans. And, of course, this match is being held at Sam Houston Coliseum in Houston, Texas. All right, the ref, Branko Lubitsch, trying to get Patera to let the spoiler out of the go. Oh, look at that reversal.
That's done, Ken.
Full of hair.
The hair, too.
Uh-oh, he's bouncing his head off the turnbuckle. And big upstairs.
He did
100 bricks on the net.
That was a crazy bump.
Oh, you got to give it up for Patera for being able to powder away from that situation, get over to his manager. The great JJ Dillon.
This guy keeps pulling my hair.
The spoiler is billed as being from Singapore.
Oh, really?
I don't know how that works. 270 pounds is the spoiler. You see him with the referee. Oh, is this going to be a count out? Nope. Ken Patera getting back in the ring. No! All right, Christian Cole, what do you think of the antics that Mr. Patera is doing right there?
He's biding his time. You know, he's just look at this guy. I mean, he's so jacked. He needs to let his muscles rest for at least a couple minutes in between holds.
I'll bet that post-match rub down takes like 4 hours.
At least. It's at least 2 bottles of baby oil. But I'm curious, is this a 25-foot ring? That is the biggest ring I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That's not a 20, right? That's way bigger.
No, that's got to be a 22 or, as you say, a 25.
I mean, they sometimes use boxing rings. They had nothing else available.
That would happen.
Okay.
But Joe, a boxing ring does not have the, it's not a really bouncy ring in a wrestling ring, but it's a little bouncy.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
And I've wrestled in
each other
boxing
on the
rings.
ground like they do, you know. So.
Yeah, boxing rings are padding over a very hard surface.
Right.
Christian, did you ever wrestle in a boxing ring?
I've called boxing, so I've been in boxing rings, and Stepdaddy, yeah, you hit it on the mark. I mean, a boxing ring has no give at all, because that give, if you're a fighter, a boxer, you don't want your legs and knees having any, you want a real steady surface. That's why you see dudes who get knocked out, the back of their head hits the canvas, they get double knocked out. That's why it's maybe more dangerous to get knocked out in a boxing ring than fall on your head in a wrestling ring where there's going to be a little bit of give. Albeit it's still very dangerous, right? So,
and
Spoiler has Ken Patera wrapped up in the ropes, getting ready to kick him off the mat once again.
The spoiler not taking it easy on Ken Patera at all. He's choking him on ropes. He's choking him with his foot now.
Kicking him in the hair.
This is a very unusual match because the masked guy is in American wrestling. He's not usually the good guy, right, Christian?
No, and you can kind of tell the spoiler is not the fan favorite here. But Ken Patera, if this guy came out in 2025, he would be a heel. But it seems to me this a Texas crowd. They're behind him. So
yeah. There's a story to this match, which I think is basically Ken Patera is so tough and so brutal. He could take on someone even like the spoiler. Because you see that crowd, they're just like, I don't know about these boys.
I mean, Spoiler's gotten a couple of licks in, but I don't know. He's not looking great compared to Patera right now.
Well,
I know these things. I know these matches have a tendency to turn around. So
they do very, very much, Joe. This is amazing because this is like Joe Townsel's. How many matches have you ever seen in your life, Joe? This is like your 9th or 10th match.
Well, yeah. I mean, the first one ever. I'm sure I've seen them before, but as far as regularly, since we started this show,
it's incredible. This is our 8th show. That's incredible. You just get it, man. You just totally get it.
Oh, you're too kind, Stepdaddy. Thank you. That's high praise from you.
I think Spoiler might be out. Oh no, he's got some life.
I mean, look at the spoiler. Ignore Ken Patera for a moment. Just look at the spoiler. Would he not be one of the biggest men you had ever seen?
Yeah, he's huge, Stepdaddy, and somehow still dwarfed by Ken Patera and his baby oil. And he's just completely jacked.
I'm kind of
What's
mad.
the ref doing with raising his hand, though? Is he trying to?
Oh, do you want to explain that one, Christian? You want that one?
I didn't hear the question.
Well, the question is, like, for a couple times, the ref tried to raise Spoiler's hand up in the air.
Oh yeah, you're just checking for signs of life. You just take the arm, and if the fighter, whether it's any sport, is not responding with their hand, whether giving you a thumbs up or just showing life with their hand, then you can assume that they may be unconscious, even if their eyes are open.
Wow.
And so you're basically making sure, some guys don't have the ability to quit in a fight. They just don't have it in them. And so you have to save them from essentially asphyxiation and break the hold. So.
Gotcha. That makes sense because it was really listless when we did that too.
Yeah.
Coming back to life now a little bit, but.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's showing life with his legs. He's showing some life in his fingers there. He's telling the ref he's okay with that thumbs up, even though he's in a bad spot,
I see it now, yeah.
It's this is a part of a match where it really is about an endurance at this point. And enduring the punishment that either one of these men can dish out. That's the big trick of this match. Look at the size. of those hands and these two guys, just gigantic.
I mean, spoiler's huge, but next to Patera, my guy, he looks like a child almost.
I'm thinking that the toy company that made He-Man owed Ken Patera some money.
Oh, no, you know who? Stretch Armstrong. That's Patera.
That might explain why the hair doesn't move. Again, this isn't exactly what you would call a technical wrestling clinic. Am I right in saying that, Christian?
No, it isn't, but it's actually been a really entertaining go. These two guys are so big and evenly matched. It seems that this has been a nice little contest to watch.
That's
Ooh.
wow.
Ah, dude.
That's wow.
Oh, that could be a little bit more convincing. I think, to be honest. I don't think I'll wander over the ropes here and fall down.
Oh man!
People wonder about kayfabe, but you can go to the '70s to see that people were taking bumps like that and just having fun, with the sport. I mean,
Absolutely. I think what people don't always understand when they're watching wrestling is, they're watching a show. The guys are trying to make it interesting, but they're also being very physical with each other. And hey, you gotta love that. And speaking of making it interesting, Patera breaking up the action by jumping out.
When I look at like JJ Dillon, like as a manager in the '70s, and to know exactly like what he went on to do with WCW and all the things he did in the '90s and 2000s, I wonder when that's going to happen for me. Like, when am I going to own my own pro wrestling company and have, because I'm starting to get a little older here, Stepdaddy. So I'd love to go the JJ Dillon route and end up being, or like the Jim Cornette route, where all these guys were, they were just decade after decade, they continued to contribute to pro wrestling, and yeah, it's fantastic.
One of the great things that both of those guys, Cornette, JJ Dillon, one of the great things that they really knew was, and I know people hate hearing this word in terms of wrestling, but the philosophy. There's a lot of having the right mindset to make good wrestling, and you definitely have that, Christian. You're great at that. You know what this show is.
I appreciate it.
Got the chairs flying in.
Look how big that ring is. The ring is humongous. That's incredible. Wow.
That is one of the biggest rings I've ever seen.
Here's the turnaround we've been looking for.
Do you see the lady with the Princess Leia haircut thing in the right side of the screen?
I love her.
She's on the edge of her seat, man. She can't get enough of this Ken Patera match.
One of the things that people loved about wrestling back in the old days, and I know it continues to this very day, but this was one of the few places you could go in your life. You could go to a wrestling match, maybe a football game, and just yell your lungs out. Just absolutely give them the business. Oh, there's the claw.
There it is.
There's
the claw.
That's in deep right there. That claw. All around the temples. Damn.
Uncle Lubitsch breaking that up because it's in the ropes. It's not legal if it's in the ropes like that.
That's right.
He's a good ref. We've seen some lackluster refs. Not this guy.
No, Bronco's, and you look at him, you can tell this guy swallowed his chewing tobacco a few times. This guy's drunk warm Narragansett beer out of the can while sitting on the hood of his Pontiac Catalina. You can tell.
I like JJ running around.
Christian
drama.
Christian Cole, how wise was it for JJ to do that? To catch the spoiler's attention and draw him away from his man, his client.
It's brilliant, frankly. I would think they discussed it in the locker room at some point. I would think that Patera told JJ, look, if there's a point where I'm in trouble and my win is in jeopardy, I just need you to just take over for a minute, get the opponent's eyes on you, and that's exactly what JJ did. So
smart. Another thing I love is JJ's got that big cigar, which reminds me of your vape.
Yes.
Were you thinking that when you brought your vape out with you and you would make entrances, you and Scorpio Sky and
I do love the vape for many reasons, but the smoke effect of kind of smoking while walking in most of these venues, you can't light a cigarette. Not that I would, I don't smoke cigarettes, but just that smoke effect is kind of cool. And, it makes for good photos from Andy DeRozzo and Shane's photos and those guys who shoot us over there. So it's cool, man.
Claw locked in yet again on the big Olympian. Ken Patera fighting his way to get to those ropes. Princess Leia on the right side of your screen, jumping up.
Oh, yeah. She
did her maracas.
Oh, look at the cigar went flying into the first row. Jeez.
Nope. Have a little action outside the ring for a minute.
I swear some lucky young fans ran out and grabbed that cigar.
This has got to be a main event on this card. I mean, the way they're as hard as these dudes are going right now, this has got to be a main event. That crowd is on their feet. I mean, people are jazzed up for this main event. Look at this. Spoiler from the top rope. Can he make it in and put a little offense, put this match away? The spoiler.
Oh! Huge axe handle. Oh, and down comes the big tree. Well, this could be it right here. Oh! Is that even a 2 count? Holy cow. Ken Patera, I'm not sure he even knows. Oh, I love that running knee. Oh, look at that. Foot up on the rope. Nope. That will not be a 1, 2, 3 pin.
JJ Dillon, the slimy bastard that he is.
Oh!
It's a draw.
It's not a time limit draw. This match had a 15-minute time limit, and they exceeded it. So now this match is over.
I never knew till just now there was ever a time limit in wrestling.
There are time limits given all the time, and most people never see them exceeded. But back in the day, oh, the spoiler's got a chair.
Spoiler didn't want to do the job, brother. That was what this came down to.
They were both mil máscaras. No job. No job.
No job. Wow.
Yeah, Here wants to keep going.
And what's the possibility here, Christian, do you think, for Joe's edification? What's the possibility that might be a build-up for a much different match?
Yeah, 100% possibility that those guys are going to make a couple more towns there around Texas and probably do their thing. I'm sure anybody who wanted to look it up on the old interweb could find that probably went 3 to 5 matches, if not as many as 20 or 25 matches long between those two guys. And so that was clearly a night where maybe they wanted to leave some meat on the bone for some ticket sales in the future. So that's what that looked like to me.
And I bet Princess Leia went to all of those matches, all 20 of them.
I'll bet she did. And I'll bet she dated at least 1 or 2 wrestlers. I'm just going to guess.
She was very invested in what was happening in the squared circle. She was on the edge of her seat. And, it was a very much of a style choice to rock the Leia. The movie just came out. Everyone's talking about the hairstyle. Then you go get one. Carrie was a sex symbol, so I could see things lining up there.
It's a lot.
Well, hopefully, by the time Return of the Jedi came out, she didn't go in the gold bikini or anything.
Oh, well, hopefully they started doing that. Actually,
Christian Cole, where can the folks find you? On the socials, or maybe if they want to go look up some videos of some work you've done on YouTube.
Yeah, you could find my cage match has like my whole commentary career. I think I'm 0-6 all time as a pro wrestler. I think that's what cage match has me as. But I did all 6 jobs with a lot of love and fun, right? And then as far as me, I mean, I have a real estate career that I'm very proud of, and if anybody wants to purchase a house or sell their home, I'm I think a pretty good advisor. I think my resume speaks for it. So you can look that up on Zillow or whatever you want. But and you can find me at Christian Cole Realty on IG. My other page is kind of more for friends like you, Stepdaddy. So
Right on. Right
Yeah,
on.
brother. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
I had fun, man. I had
Thank
fun.
you,
Thank you, dude. Yeah, thank you. Nice to meet you, Mean Joe Gene. Mean Joe Gene is great, dude.
He gave himself that name, Christian.
I knew enough about the original Mean Gene that said, "Can I do this?" John said, "Absolutely." So, thank you, Christian. It's such a pleasure to meet you and work with you today.
You guys too. And for one last little plug is to go to Memphis Wrestling on YouTube, and you can see all the Championship Wrestling from Hollywood's most recent episodes. So you just go to Memphis Wrestling, and they're the guys who are curating the footage and putting it out there for us for now. But I hear there's some really cool deals in the works and things maybe heating up for the company soon. But yeah, really good show. There was a match between Alex Gracia and her name is escaping me. She was so good too. Forgive me. Bryn Thorne versus Alex Gracia in the most recent episode. They absolutely tore the house down in that match. Really hard hitting ladies fight. And Bryn Thorne is something else, man. If you know a thing or two about wrestling and you watch her work, she didn't get the win that night, but she was really, really impressive. And Alex is a star. So check out that match.
I'll tell you what, if Christian Cole tells you to watch it, you go watch it. It's gonna
go check it out. Yeah.
Thanks so much, brother.
All right, Stepdaddy. Bye. Nice to meet you, Gene. Later.
All right, Stepdaddy. Hey, another great, exciting match from your good friends and fellow fans at the Weber Internet Thingy and the WWR, which stands for Weber Wrestling Retro, my friends.
We've got to get that graphic that you designed. We've got to get it out there. I love that graphic so much.
Oh, thank you. I do too.
Actually, we can show it right now as we talk about next week's show. Next week, we've got the great Mikey O'Shea, a fine young wrestler. He has been on some of our programming before, Joe. I don't know if you remember when he was back on Haunted Radio from Space like 2 years ago.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I thought he looked familiar. I mean, obviously his face is very distinguishable and distinguished.
Oh, absolutely.
But I didn't remember him from Haunted Radio. So thanks for the reminder.
He is a terrific kid. I am absolutely not puffing it up at all when I say I love this kid. And he's a fine young man. He's in his 30s now. He wrestles like a veteran. He's got just a tremendous career and a tremendous attitude. So much fun. So yeah, it's going to be a blast. We're going to do a show with Mikey. That will be next week's show here at Match Callers. And anything else I want to and obviously Lithuanian. I don't even know what that means. But thank you, Scott. Of course, we love that. Mr. Bill Folds here. Hey, Mr. B. What a great show we had. And next week is going to be a ton of fun. We hope you'll join us for that. And Mean Joe Gene, is there anything more for us to share with the fans, do you think?
Wow, Stepdaddy, you know what? As I say on the Howard Stern Show, I think we've said it all.
Let's jump right over. And of course, I really should have remembered to bring this up as well. If you are seeing us on RG Bros Entertainment channel, thank you so much for checking out our show. RG Bros, very good friends of ours, and we were so glad that we could combine our channel, Weber Internet Thingy, with RG Bros and do a wrestling show. It's relatively new. This was only our 8th episode. But I got to say, I think we got something going on here, Mean Joe Gene.
Stepdaddy, I totally agree. And I got to tell you, I'm so inspired. I just got to tighten my tie a little bit. There we go. All right.
All right. Let's end it with this. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next week. Good night.
Good night.
Weber Internet Thingy, Weber Internet Thingy, Weber Internet Thingy, come on, check us out. Weber Internet Thingy, Weber Internet Thingy, Weber Internet Thingy, good times are never in doubt. Ooh, 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 Weber Internet Thingy, ooh, 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 come on and join the fun. Ooh, 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 Weber Internet Thingy. lots of dumb fun. Get away from that big mean world and come have lots of dumb fun.
JoeTownsel.com